It's already Tuesday again, and we are back to shopping, starting in the Imperial Sewers with the Telvar Merchant. A quick note that the Zeal of Zenithar event is going until Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, so these prices will be reduced by 10%. Anything sold with Telvar that we talk about today or gold that we talk about today will be reduced by 10%, but only for the next 24 hours. All right, so we have Stras Mackay treasure maps to start. These are going to be way cheaper off Guild Traders, but Stras Mackay brings us Armor of the Trainee, as well as the potential to get leads for Ancestral Orc axes or helmets motif chapters. We have Hrothgar's Amulet and Ring. Our first lead is Gold Mandibular Cradle, which is part of the Velothi Urmage's Amulet. This one drops out of the Telvanni Peninsula Delve Kimona Rune off of the final boss. Our second lead is Seeker Sinew Thread. This is one of 5 pieces of Mora's Whispers, and this one drops off of clothing nodes in the Deadlands. So nothing too exciting with either one of those. And then our second set of jewelry is Willpower, which we have in Arcane, Robust, and Healthy in both necklace and ring. Next, we have Worm-Touched Soul Gem. If you consume 25 Worm-Touched Soul Gems, you unlock Skill Stylist 2 Soul Trap achievement and the Soul Trap Worm Writhe skill style. At 4,500 Telvar or starting soon 5,000 Telvar. I don't know if this is worth it. They are about 10,000 gold a piece through Guild Traders, making it a little bit more on the expensive side. I don't know that I'd want to get all of them this way, but it wouldn't be a horrible way to get some of them. And then following up with our scripts, we have Bound Affix Script Enervation, adds Enervation, a debuff reducing critical damage. Bound Focus Script Disease Damage, which of course adds disease damage. And Bound Signature Script Fencer's Parry, adds deflection of next direct damage attack. All right, let's head over to the Scholarium and see what scripts he has for us. All right, let's see what the Scholarium has. We have Bound Affix Script Force, adds Force, a buff increasing critical damage. Bound Affix Script Uncertainty, adds Uncertainty, a debuff reducing weapon critical damage. Bound Focus Script Immobilize, adds an immobilization effect. And Bound Signature Script Wayfarer's Mastery, adds improved functionality of skill line passives. All right, time to head over to Infinite Archive. Okay, let's see what Filer Ul has for us. We are starting off with Deadlands treasure maps. Notice these are not on sale because Archival Fortunes were not affected by Zeal of Zenithar. Deadlands brings us Eye of the Grasp, Hexos' Ward, and Kind Marcher's Cruelty, as well as a chance for Ancient Daedric motif chapters. I don't think it's worth 2,000 Archival Fortunes, but as maps go, Deadlands treasure maps are holding their value fairly well. So I do think this one's kind of borderline of being reasonable to get through Filer Ul. If you are missing leads from Deadlands, maybe it's worth it. They do, like the chest piece, I think, of Ancient Daedric is still selling for pretty high, so your mileage may vary. Okay, our first plan this week is Blueprint Redguard Nightstand Bolted. I do think this is probably our best plan this week. This one runs 77 to 96,000 on PCNA. It's only about 21 to 51,000 on PCEU. But it's a nice pattern. Base game, but Redguard always runs a little bit higher. Next up, we have Companion Equipment Medium Armor. I typically don't recommend these. They are bound to you when you buy them this way, and you're at the mercy of RNG as to which trait you get. So I say skip this one and just buy stuff from Guild Traders if you need it. Next plan is Design Telvanni Dresser Large Fungal, running 10 to 18k on PCNA, and there's 3 listings. I think they're 9k, 14k, and 33k on PCEU. I still think the exchange rate's pretty good even at the lower price, but anytime you get under about 20k, I start to wonder if it's worth it. But just for convenience sake, this one might be. Our first lead this week is Fanged Cuirass. This is one of 5 pieces of Bloodlord's Embrace. This particular lead drops from the Shadowfen Public Dungeon, Sanguine's Domain. Not a particularly difficult one to get. Our third plan this week is Indril Banner Vivek, running 25 to 35k on PCNA and 20 to 40k on PCEU. There is one listing for 60, but most of them are in that 20 to 40 range. Again, not the most expensive pattern, but not a bad deal for only 2,000 archival fortunes. Anyway, and again, you cannot sell these. They are bind on pickups. This is just so that you don't have to buy it with gold. You can buy it for archival fortunes instead. Our first book is Play Concoctor's Instructions. Remember, you need to know the eidetic memory in order for this to drop in the game, or for you to be able to buy it here. You can read it in somebody else's house. My guild hall is open on PCNA and PCEU, if you would like to read it there. Otherwise, you can read it in a Bastion Nimic, but the book itself drops from Infinite Archive. Next up is Remnant of Cruelty. Consume 25 Remnants of Cruelty along with 25 Remnants of Deception to unlock the Echo of the Abolisher achievement and the Echo of the Abolisher memento. Now, Remnants of Cruelty drop from the public dungeon in Westweald called Leftweald Trading Post, and then you have to combine that with the 25 of the other one that dropped from Cylorn to get this memento. At 1,000 archival fortunes apiece, this isn't a horrible deal. The drop rate on these is, decent for one a day, but not much beyond that. So, would not be mad at you for getting a few of these to finish out your collection. Second book, I love this flat open book with writing on it, The Prior's Fulcrum. This one drops out of Infinite Archive, but the eidetic memory is from a quest in Apocrypha called Fate's Proxy. And again, you can read this one at somebody's house if you prefer not to do the quest involved. All right, next we have our scripts. We have Bound Affix Script Intellect and Endurance. Adds Intellect and Endurance buffs, increasing Magicka and Stamina recovery. Bound Focus Script Poison Damage adds poison damage. Bound Signature Script Knight's Valor adds improved use of bash or blocking. Our style page this week is Bloodspawn Shoulder. Bloodspawn is from Spindle Clutch 2. I don't typically recommend shoulders. I do think that if you wait until the mask style page drops in Spindle Clutch 2 and you get the shoulder in the Undaunted Enclave with keys, you're better off. But if you're bad about keeping up with that calendar, then it is here for 15,000 archival fortunes. All right, next up is Erroneous Archive Map. Consume 20 Erroneous Archive Maps to unlock the Walk Through the Mirror Maze achievement and the Shattered Mirror Maze body marks. Here are the Shattered Mirror Maze body marks. Remember that these fragments will drop with each daily that you do. There's several different fragments. They drop in a curated order. So you are guaranteed to get these if you run enough dailies. They also will drop randomly throughout Infinite Archive. But if you only need a couple more for 3,000 archival fortunes, it's not bad just to finish you off. Next up, we have Fragment of the Crucible. This is one of 5 pieces of the Roar Verdant Green skill style, and this one drops from the final boss of the dungeon, Blessed Crucible. And finally, our last lead is Ancestor Silk Ribbon, which is part of Torque of the Last Aliad King, which drops from Infinite Archive. All right, let's run some Infinite Archive and see what new gear is dropping starting today. We just finished running some Infinite Archive, and this week we have gear dropping from Stormhaven. That includes Dreamer's Mantle, Night Terror, and Storm Knight's Plate, as well as from Western Skyrim, which includes Eternal Vigor, Venomous Smite, and Winter's Respite. That's going to do it for this week. We'll see you in the next one.